You're listening to the Geek Awakens, where the talk is geekier than telling work you have a doctor's appointment just so you can binge watch Doctor Who. Here he is, the host himself. It's Mitch.
You know, guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but today is National Drink Wine Day. So there's like a 60% chance that this bottle has wine in it.
A 60% chance.
I may tell you all that I love you later. I don't know yet.
Also joining us is Tabitha.
I brought cupcakes. I didn't think I had to talk today.
Oh.
You were just excluded from having to bring stuff.
But I brought stuff.
Stuff was brought.
Stuff has been brought in.
And last but not least, it's Chuck.
Bring it. Bring Brad Broughton.
I just can't even. Anyways, lots of exciting stuff to talk about today. So
Yes.
let's get right on that.
Yes, and actually today, I figure the biggest story that we all kind of threw out earlier actually belonged to you, Pickett.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That thing.
Oh. Are we
The thing.
Are we talking about the Apple thing?
Yes.
Okay. I have to pull that story up. Give me 2 seconds here. Come on. I promise.
Way to catch him off guard, Mitch.
I know, right?
I wasn't
He
ready.
was ill-prepared. He was doing other stuff.
You know, just getting the show
I
started.
flapped the unflappable.
Oh, there, saved. No, I
There will be no
apologize.
flapping, sir.
I didn't catch that till just now.
Never mind.
No flapping. No. So, this week, on the 16th, Apple sent out a letter, as kind of an open letter to the customers of Apple. Basically saying that apparently there's a big court case going on regarding some terrorists, and Apple has been in full cooperation with the FBI to help them in any way they can with this phone that they have. They found this phone, and it could lead to more information. That being said, the FBI has now asked that Apple create a version of their software for this phone only that acts as a backdoor to their security so they can get into it and find out what's going on with it. Apple has said, we're not comfortable with this. That's like ringing a bell that can't be unrung. Yes, if the software, which does not exist at this moment, is something that we probably could do. But if we do, and although it is said to only be used in this particular situation, there is no guarantee that that will be the case. And they're not excited about it. And I support them. And what I'm going to be asking everybody here is kind of an open topic, kind of catch everybody's opinions about this. But my personal opinion on this is I 120,000% back Apple on this. At no point in time should there ever be a situation in which the federal government is allowed to use something that violates my privacy. That being said, I understand that there is a current court case going on involving terrorists, and that's a really unfortunate situation. And if there were any way at all to know 100% without a doubt that this could only be used for that specific device ever, then I'd be all for it. But there's not. There's no way to do that. The software for these phones is designed to work with all of their phones. So no, it's not going to work with just this phone. Therefore, I don't support this. I know where Chuck stands on this already, just because I know Chuck. So we'll start with Chuck. I want to catch your thoughts on this.
I am with Apple. Obviously, and I don't know why you said it like that. You like I'm some kind of governmental conspiracist.
No. I just know how you feel about privacy in general.
Yeah, I enjoy my privacy. That's why I don't do a lot of things on my phone or computers in general. I understand the importance of it.
Sure.
And there's just it's a Pandora's box just waiting to be opened.
Exactly.
And no matter what whoever is in charge is saying, there's no way they can guarantee that it's not going to be in the wrong hands at the second that it hits theirs. You know what I mean?
No, completely. And like I said, I completely 100% agree with you on that.
I'm curious as to how long the FBI is going to wait before they get a court order.
Well, here's the deal. It'd be one thing to say we need a court order for something you already have. It's another thing to say make it for me. That's almost impossible for them to enforce. My thoughts.
Okay, well then at what point does the FBI say, you know what? We have the phone. We're just going to create the technology ourselves.
Well, the software, and they can do that, but then I believe that's breaking the law against Apple. I believe.
Is Apple a U.S. company?
Yes.
Okay, well then they're just going to shuffle it under domestic terrorism or whatever.
And that's one of my fears, to be honest. Because if they've got somebody out there that can do that,
they're going to do it. It's just a matter of they're going through the proper channels to ask Apple first.
Well, and that being said, if they do it, then...
He said do.
Shut up. If they do indeed do that, then Apple can just release a new version of their security, but it would take some time, and it would leave a lot of people at risk. Tabitha, what are your thoughts?
They're going to bring up the point of when does the good of a few, or a possibility of the good of a few, outweigh the good of the many? Because what if Apple could create a piece of software that is, yes, a backdoor to everyone's personal information that could prevent another incident like 9/11 happening?
Sure.
Would you rather 9/11 happen again? Or something that destructive and massive for the possibility of someone maybe one day being able to get into everyone's phones?
Well, I think it really comes down to...
I think they should have to tell us what the terror issue is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to fly in blind, like, oh, well, it's a terror issue. Is it a terror issue? Like, you think, some guy that might be Al-Qaeda might have ordered too many pizzas? Like, we don't know what it is. Like, hey. That's terrorist activities.
It's not like a couple of guys walking into a Missouri Walmart and buying 60 prepaid cell phones.
Right. Like, is it something like that? Or is it something like the people that go into, like, Verizon and get 15,000 phones and set up 15,000 plans and then go outside and sell them to who knows?
Right.
Is it that, or is it something that's destructive and could possibly, kill a bunch of people? Like, I want to know.
And to be honest, I might be a little more ill-prepared for this whole topic than I wanted to be without knowing the court matter at hand, if it's even available. I know it's a thing. I know people are talking about it. I just don't know much about it.
It's in reference to the San Bernardino debacle.
Go ahead and go and tell some of the list and myself about what that is. If you know, as best your ability.
Well, just from the little bit of information that I have, it's in reference to the San Bernardino attack or whatever that happened over the holidays, and basically they have the phones of one of the two shooters, and they believe that there may be information on the phone that could
either expose other cells or confirm that they were the only two and they were acting insanely on their own.
But my take on it is that it leads to a slippery slope. We do it for this one case, and then 5 years down the road,
the precedent has been set.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's a loose comparison. I will admit it freely, but a few years ago when we had the shoe bomber that failed, we all take our shoes off at the airport now.
Yeah.
So is it going to be something like that to where, because of this precedent, 10, 15 years down the road, we have no kind of privacy?
Right.
And yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, yes. If this were to prevent something larger from happening, then okay, I can understand that. But we don't know that.
Right.
And that's where the problem lies, I think.
It just kind of has an Orwellian feel.
I guess for me, it's not. And what also gets me is that they want them to build the software and allow the FBI to use it.
Right.
And it's not even like they're saying, "Hey, Apple, can you get into this phone and then tell us if there's anything on there, or get into this phone, find out the information, undo what you did, and then unlock it for us." It's give us the software so we can get into this phone. And I understand they can't just give Apple the phone. So I understand there's kind of a...
Yeah, national security.
Right. So, I mean, it's an issue on both ends. But I would... Because of I know how they feel about their privacy, I would almost feel more apt, and I'm not saying I would still be okay with it, but I would feel more comfortable if they were giving the phone to Apple to get into.
Sure.
Because that's an entirely different story altogether. Yes, they would have to develop the software, but it would be controlled by Apple. The biggest problem still, though, is personnel. Who has access to the software? Who's to say they're not going to put it out on the market?
Right.
And so there's no
winner, really.
Right.
I mean,
it's
maybe in the long run there might be winners, but you don't know.
Right. Well, and it's an unfortunate situation.
I did read an article this afternoon. Well, it's not an article; it's an op-ed piece. John McAfee of McAfee Antivirus or whatever, also running for president as a libertarian. If you didn't know, he actually Business Insider published an op-ed from him, basically saying that he'll decrypt the phone free of charge, so Apple doesn't have to put a back door. Yeah. Yeah, he says that he and his team of hackers and who he claims to be the best in the world and all this kind of stuff would be able to do it in, I think he said something like 3 weeks time.
Well, if he can do it, why can't? I mean, the government has hackers. Let's get real here. Why can't the government hackers do it?
I think, in all honesty, I believe, and I don't know anything from anything else, don't get me wrong, but I believe the government is doing this as a goodwill gesture, asking Apple for their software.
Trying to ask for permission before forgiveness.
Right. So, I think, yeah, they're it's a ploy. It's,
Well, and at the end of the day, here's what it really breaks down to. We're either going to get one of three situations. Situation number one, nothing's ever going to come of it, and they're never going to find out any other information, and either something will or something won't happen, and they'll say, well, we weren't prepared because we couldn't get into this phone, and it's going to push it farther then. Nothing's going to happen, and it's just going to be swept under the rug as a no big deal. That's the first thing. Second thing, I know this seems like a lot of things, but
it's all connected.
The second thing is they're going to unlock the phone, which is then going to set the precedence, and now we're all just forget about privacy altogether. Or the third thing being they're going to do it themselves, and they're either going to tell us, oh, yeah, we did this, and this is what happened, or they're going to completely sweep it on the rug and say they found another way to get the information they needed.
Yeah, and even if they do get the information, it's not like we're ever going to know
what the information was.
Not even anything specifically.
No.
But we're not even going to know if it helped the case at all.
Right.
And that's probably even more infuriating. So, but that's that story.
Yeah.
Good opener, though, and it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to lead today.
My bad.
No. It's cool. I enjoy it. I just I usually have like 3 things to finish up right when we start the show. And so I was doing all those things, and then you're like, do this. I'm like, oh, crap.
Oops.
My bad. I didn't say anything.
All right. Well, on to lighter news. A couple movies, big movies actually started camera film this week. First one, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And in that, and it had been rumored for a while, but it was officially announced that Kurt Russell has joined the Guardians of the Galaxy cast. We don't know who he's going to be yet, but we do know that he's going to be in it.
Which does pose the question: have they casted and confirmed Star-Lord's dad?
They haven't.
I hope that is him.
Oh God!
I thought that's what the rumor was.
I think
that's what the rumor is, but there's no concrete. There's been no announcement.
No confirmation. Gotcha.
Kurt Russell will play Star-Lord's dad. But that said, I mean, who else is he going to be? I mean, I guess he could be any number of people, but
sure.
I hope he's Star-Lord's dad.
It makes the most sense to me.
I read that they cast Mantis.
Yes. The name escapes me, and I know that it's a name that I can't recognize.
I don't know her.
Yeah. She's not been... Correct me if I'm wrong. She's not been in too much stuff stateside, but I think she's been because she is a foreign-born actress, and I think she's done some stuff wherever she's
Abroad.
from.
Gotcha.
Yes. So
I don't remember Mantis being green, but my thing is, I read comics in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and they've changed a lot since they started making movies, so I don't know if they changed her origin and her skin tone. Not that it matters, I'm just not used to it, so.
Right. I feel like, because I'm not incredibly familiar with Mantis, but
She was like the celestial maiden, and she's like the greatest martial artist in
Right.
the universe or whatever.
right.
Yeah.
But But yeah, I always thought that she was like a green or blue or something along those lines. But
Not a big deal.
yeah.
There was this one time Captain Kirk was dating this green girl.
To be fair, the reason you couldn't think of her name is because her name is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
I knew.
Boom, boom, how?
Pretty close. Here, I can't. I don't even.
She can't even.
I can't even.
Palm Clementif? Clementif? That's what we're gonna go with.
Palm Clementif?
Yeah. And that was actually that was the name that I was thinking of, but I knew that I wouldn't be able to pronounce it. Like I just wasn't able to pronounce it.
Gotcha.
So I played dumb, and thanks.
You're welcome. Called you out on it.
Little pom pom princess. There we go.
So another movie that started production this week was Star Wars Episode 8.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. And this was yesterday. Peter Mayhew, who plays Chewbacca, he tweeted, and if you don't know, he on Twitter, he's at the Wookiee Roars. Starting today, I'll post a few pages from my original at Star Wars script each day leading up to a big announcement.
Ooh.
Isn't he like 90?
He's not. He doesn't look in good shape. I don't know how old he is, but
I wonder if have they announced all the spin-offs yet?
no. The only ones that I know of are Rogue One and Han.
Right. I wonder if the third spin-off will be this script.
Boba Fett?
That'd be cool.
Boba Fett.
Like, are you suggesting like a Chewbacca movie?
That would be epic.
A movie full of Wookiees, I'm down.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I did it all for the Wookiee.
Oh, Lord.
I wouldn't be down for that, and I'll tell you why. Because everything would be subtitled.
Well, I think I would think I would think
He's 71. Okay.
I would think maybe they would do it like bring Harrison Ford back in with Chewbacca, and do kind of a team kind of thing where they kind of shows
A buddy movie?
a buddy movie. No, it shows what's kind of happened, between the last movie and the next, and 6 and 7. But also kind of in the past, maybe so. I don't know what the story's about. I'm just throwing stuff out there. But I just want to see. Look, I want to see more Han Solo. And you know what? It's probably time we talk about this.
You want to see more Solo?
Sure. It's probably time we talk about this. By the way, if you have not seen the Force Awakens yet,
What is wrong with you?
I'm doing it.
Spoiler alert.
I'm gonna give a massive spoiler here because I have to, and it's time we talked about this on air. I mean, let's be honest, it's broke every record in the book. If you haven't seen it, then you're probably you're not alive. That's probably the case.
Well, that's not necessarily
Just-
true. Some people don't.
Just like, well, you know.
Well, yeah, just like spoiler alert.
Some people have no interest in Star Wars.
Spoiler alert, just like Han Solo in Star Wars Episode 7. Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, it's not.
So that being said, I want to see more. I want to see more Han Solo and Chewbacca action. That sounded so wrong. I want to see more of them in a movie together. And God,
You're not getting any better.
I quit.
It just keeps
I just
getting
quit.
worse.
That's what I want to see. I'd love to see that.
Now, here's a question. You said that there is going to be a young Han Solo film, correct?
Yes.
Are they going to have a young Chewbacca?
Don't know yet. I mean, they haven't even cast Han yet. We don't know really
Right.
anything about it. But that's a good question. Is when do we see Han and Chewbacca meet?
That would be interesting.
And maybe that's part of the big reveal. That's what I'm saying. Hello. Here's my question though: the Han Solo film is Harrison Ford going to be in it at all? Are they gonna do like
Him remembering his childhood or
like
his
like
youthful
like a
days?
Hobbit kind of a situation where it starts off with old Bilbo and then goes back to young Bilbo?
It's
There
been
and back
84
again.
years.
Well, from what I understand, Harrison Ford towards towards the end of the original Star Wars trilogy, really grew to dislike Han Solo's character.
Right.
He was done with it. He actually during for episode 6, he wanted to die during it. Well, the character, not
Right.
Yeah.
He almost did when he wrecked his plane.
Well,
Well, there's that.
and so I don't think it's been actually said, but the speculation that I understand is that part of the reason why Harrison Ford came back for episode 7 was for them to be like, okay, yeah, you're going to kill me. It's going to be done. It's going to be over with. So if that is the case, I don't see him coming back for the Han Solo standalone.
Very well. Well, that would suck. I saw, I don't know if it was Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, one of those Jimmys on the late night shows.
Kimmel. If we're talking about the same thing.
They did a thing on it. It was they were meeting with JJ, and it was JJ and Harrison Ford having a conversation, and then whoever you said Kimmel.
Yeah.
Kimmel came up dressed up as Han Solo to try to get the part, and it was pretty hilarious. Look it up, Jimmy Kimmel Han Solo. It was awesome.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's how I think that's how it worked out. Actually, yeah. So that's just,
Yeah.
that was really bad. I'm sorry. I'm having a day.
It's all right. We all
Having like a month.
Is that month February?
It is.
It's the shortest month, so it'll be over soon.
It's the Tabitha of months.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. I'm not kidding. But I mean,
No
Because-
cupcake for you.
Because it's the best month.
Right. It doesn't need
right.
anymore.
That's right. Right.
So,
Full of love and chocolate.
I like this month.
all right. Moving on. And in case you haven't picked up on it yet, Matt's not here. It's not like he's just
Really
giving
quiet.
us the silent treatment. But he did send a few stories our way. The first one is something from the university. Scientists from the University of Southampton have created a nanostructured glass, creating 5-dimensional glass discs capable of storing 360 terabytes of data for up to 13.8 billion years.
How do they determine the length of time?
It's for now. It's obviously an estimate, but it's supposed to be.
They can say 100 years and nobody's going to know.
Well, it's supposed to be the most stable form of memory storage ever created. So there's that.
I think I saw this in that Guy Pearce movie, the Time Traveler or whatever it was.
Little different.
Right.
So I guess we finally discovered what's going to replace Blu-rays.
Little thumbnail-sized discs.
Yeah.
Man, can you imagine the
That
collection of movies?
that little thumbnail-sized disc will replace every
Everything,
movie
yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Here was my question. I didn't get into it very much. I don't know if you did either. Is it rewritable?
Not that this article... Well, I mean, this article doesn't say either way.
Right.
So.
And that's what I didn't see anything about it either. But I'm like, if that's rewritable, I'm so in. I mean, 300 and some terabytes, and it's rewritable.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
I know we've gone through this before,
Yep.
but
It's a lot.
okay.
But with that many terabytes, do you need to rewrite it?
That also a valid point. But I guess I'm thinking more of terms of for computer storage.
Like the course of your life.
Because
Yeah.
by rewritable, I guess I just mean writable more than once. Because it almost seems pretty final, from what I read.
Okay.
So it wouldn't work as a hard drive for a computer.
Okay.
because you're constantly writing stuff on that hard drive. But yeah, with 300 and some terabytes, yeah, you're set forever. Your computer will run out before your storage does.
I think the sun's going to run out before this storage does.
That's probably legitimate. Good times.
It's a good place to store some adult periodicals.
Wrong show.
No, I'm just saying, you can pass it down generation to generation.
Like an heirloom of porn.
There you go.
Heirloom of porn.
It's like a Horcrux. Oh.
WHO.
Boom.
That just happened.
Right?
I'm sure this is not the first time that has been said.
Right.
But it would be so awesome if it was. Way to go, Tabitha.
All right. So this is going bad fast.
Sorry.
So, a few notes about Deadpool because he kind of had the biggest opening for an R-rated movie like ever.
Way to go, Deadpool.
Right.
And the story you posted last about this, I was going to say as well, but by all means do it because I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to get back. We're going to get to that one in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We'll talk.
Yeah. So anyway, Deadpool broke a ton of records over the weekend. He had a record high for President's Day weekend and for the month of February. Completely obliterated 50 Shades of Grey, which held the debut with 85.2 million. Deadpool had what, like 150 million, something like that?
Roughly.
Yeah. Comparatively, Zoolander 2, which also opened last weekend, came in fourth with 15.7 million.
I'm sure that's more than it deserved.
Yeah. And Deadpool did really well worldwide. It opened number 1 in 60 countries. 60 out of 61 countries. The only nation that it didn't come in number 1 was Poland.
Poland, huh?
Poland.
Those guys are kind of uppity then.
I wonder why.
But yeah, so way to go, Deadpool.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. It really is. The whole thing is just cool.
That said, excuse me. That said, there is also a petition on change.org to have Deadpool host Saturday Night Live. Now, I don't mean Ryan Reynolds host Saturday Night Live. No. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool hosting Saturday Night Live.
Which is just awesome.
Really?
Here's the thing.
Awesome.
If the movie is rated R, how are they going to do a rated R SNL?
Oh, it would have to be toned down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then you're going to have fans complaining that it's not the real Deadpool because he's not rated R.
No.
So. I mean, it would be like the first time I've watched SNL in like 20 years.
Right. they could now. I can see a special, an SNL Deadpool special.
Now, let me read the text of the petition because after seeing this, I don't like it. But okay, so it says we've all seen the trailers, the magazine covers, the viral videos, and the billboards by now. So what's left for Deadpool, in parentheses, Ryan Reynolds, to do? And then in all caps lock, host Saturday Night Live as Deadpool. How would this not be hilarious, having Deadpool in sketches, breaking the fourth wall, and inserting his own brand of humor, obviously toned down a bit for network television? I have not watched a full episode of SNL in years because I just haven't been able to stomach an entire episode, but having Deadpool host, star, and be all over one episode would get the DVR set so I could watch it again and again. Not to mention, depending on the musical guest, how awesome would it be to have some Deadpool interpretive dancing while the musical guest was playing? There's unlimited possibilities. Sign this petition in hopes that it'll find its, which, by the way, he used the wrong form of its, to find its way to the powers that be to get that idea churning in their heads. Bring Deadpool to host SNL. My confusion or whatever if this person hasn't watched Saturday Night Live in years, then why does he care if Deadpool hosts SNL?
Right.
Personally, I feel like something like that would be oversaturation. And I feel like they've done a really good job leading up to the movie to not do that. It's still, every time you would see him infiltrate some kind of social media, it's still like it felt right. For me, I feel like this would be overdoing it. It would be a watered down version of the character. And you're exactly right. I mean, you would have people complaining about, oh well, it's not R-rated Deadpool, and then you would still have people who would say that it's too much.
I can see 5 years from now when they're starting to talk about the second Deadpool film, if they wanted to have him come on and do like 1 or 2 skits on SNL just to remind people about, Ryan Reynolds being the character. I think that would be one thing. Having him do an entire show and, like you say, watering it down, I think is a bad idea.
And as I think about this, because to be honest, I had mixed feelings about this whole topic. Because as much as hilarious as it would actually be to have Deadpool host Saturday Night Live, is it going to be as funny if it has to be toned down? No. So do I want to see it? Probably not. Because it wouldn't be Deadpool, and that's what I want to see.
Now, see, and here's the thing too. Like I don't watch Saturday Night Live religiously, but I watch it fairly regularly. And when they've had oh my gosh, Jeremy Renner, when he hosted, there was a sketch where he played Hawkeye. When right. Chris Hemsworth hosted, they had a scene where he played Thor. If they get Ryan Reynolds to host Saturday Night Live and he does a sketch as Deadpool, okay, awesome. I'm down for that.
Sure.
But a whole hour and a half's worth? No. That said, I did check right before the show, and it had over 37,000 signatures.
Well, there's that.
So there's that. And that's over 4 weeks. The petition was started 4 weeks ago.
Wow. 37,000, huh?
Yes.
Well then.
And Deadpool, while even if it's not infiltrating Saturday Night Live, the idea of an R-rated superhero movie, which isn't an entirely new idea, there have been plenty of R-rated superhero movies, but successful R-rated superhero movies is not something that happens often. But the success of Deadpool is kind of leading to maybe change that. There is talks of 20th Century Fox wanting the new Wolverine movie to be rated R. Which I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know why we keep making Wolverine movies.
Well,
Hugh Jackman needs another check.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't know if this will be the last Wolverine movie, but this will be the last Wolverine movie starring Hugh Jackman.
It's a valid point.
That does, I mean, a little bit, but I'm not.
Are you a purist?
I just don't want any more Wolverine movies. There's so many. I'm not getting into it. There's so many better characters to have their own movie other than Wolverine.
I mean, we're just now getting around to Gambit eventually.
Yeah.
And we're on our how manyth Wolverine film?
37th Wolverine movie. I don't even know anymore.
Well, technically third, but
37.
I mean, let's be honest.
You're rounding up. It's okay.
It felt like 37.
It needs to go to a more important character, like Jubilee.
Everyone's favorite X-Men.
During my time of watching the 90s cartoon shows, her and Gambit were my two favorite characters.
Really?
Not even making that up.
Wow. Oh, see, now Beast was mine. Don't get me wrong, I love Jubilee, and I understand to a certain degree the draw for Wolverine, but yeah, there's a lot better characters. There's a lot more better. Wow.
More better.
There's a lot of characters that are better suited for feature films. More better.
My thing with an R-rated Wolverine, though, if that's how his franchise was started, I'd be okay with that. But we've already got 2 PG-13 versions under its belt. I feel like an R-rated version would be not entirely different, but I feel like it'd be different enough.
Well, what do they want to do that they can't do under a PG-13 rating?
I don't know, have him slash stuff. And see, I don't know.
He could drop the F-bomb a few more times and like
They wouldn't go F and then cut scene. Sorry, I'm having a lot of feelings about the Wolverine movies right now.
Wow.
Plus all the X-Men films that he's been in. So, yeah, there's that.
So,
Looking forward for a Red Hulk film. I'm just kidding. I am only kidding.
yeah, I have a feeling you're going to be waiting a long time on that
That's
one.
fine. I don't even care.
A Red Hulk film. Yeah, no.
Give me an Alpha Flight Puck solo film.
So,
Might only nerds get that one.
it went over my head.
Puck wouldn't. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so Mattel is in the process of developing a $300 3D printer. It's called ThingMaker that will allow kids to print their own toys at home.
I'm buying one.
Yeah, I said kids, but I also meant adults.
I meant me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess some of it depends on the software we're going to be dealing with. I mean, if it's limited, then no, I'll just wait till I can get a real one. But
yeah. This suggests that you can download an app to design the toys and then print from there.
it still depends on the usability of said app. Is it going to be something that I can design something intricate enough and print something intricate enough that would make it worth its while?
Or are you basically going to
Yes.
be building Sims? Like, take pieces, be like, oh, like, make a...
Right.
Remember those Barbie color things?
I
Maybe not.
don't.
No. The fashion plates? You know what I'm talking about.
I
Yeah.
know fashion plates.
Yeah, the fashion plates where you could, like, take pieces of Barbie and then you would, like, sketch over the top of it and you draw your own Barbie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're
Is
talking
it going to
about.
be, like, the, like, digital version of that where you pull, like, one head and one arm and then it's like, oh, like...
There's a lot you can do with 3D printing as far as intricacy.
I meant with, like, the software,
But with
though.
with
Right.
the software, but
Yeah.
with this particular device, are we looking at something that's a full on 3D printer, or is this just going to be kind of a cheap knockoff for the kids?
At $300, I hope it wouldn't be a cheap knockoff.
I mean, I see them for like $4 and $5. So I guess my thing is like to only cut out $100 and call it a kid's toy. I mean, define kids too.
Well, depending on what kind of toys you're making. I mean, they have adult collectibles that are, high quality figurines and statuettes and busts and
Look, guys,
everything
I
else.
just want to make a bobblehead of myself. Okay.
We all saw that coming.
That's all there is to it. At the end of the day, all I
Seriously?
really want is a bobblehead of me.
I mean, I just want a plastic version of my dog.
I'm fairly certain you can already make them. Well, not necessarily you personally,
But
but
you can have one made.
Yeah,
They do have like the whole bobblehead of people, which is great and all. But I want to make one. But I want to make it with more hair.
Then that would be false advertisement.
you want to make it as you see yourself.
I want to make.
No, he doesn't.
I want to make it as I wish I could see myself. Slightly thinner, a little more hair, muscles.
I got plenty of table muscle.
So this was a show that I never really got into. I kind of felt like it was after my time or whatever. But Young Justice was incredibly popular. They only put out 2 seasons, but lately there's been a lot of talk about possibly getting a season 3. The first 2 seasons actually just recently got on Netflix, and the creator of Young Justice took to Twitter and to his fan base or whatever to get people to watch it constantly on Netflix, keep talking about it, whatever. It might be working. Netflix is looking into the possibility of a season 3 for Young Justice.
Hasn't worked for Firefly, and they've been working at that for a minute.
I know.
Can I just say I've been watching a lot of Castle lately? And
He was my captain before he was your castle.
And right. Well, in all fairness, I saw Firefly long before I saw Castle.
Right.
But they just recently, and I thought it was gonna be so much cooler. I was hoping there was gonna be like cameos and stuff, but there weren't. But they just recently did an episode. Not recently. It was on an episode I watched. I recently watched an episode where they're at a comic convention, which in itself is hilarious. But like they were talking about like TV shows and like sci-fi shows. I like real shows like Star Trek and that Joss Whedon show. And I'm like, nah, I just smiled a lot. It was awesome. It was so much fun. I love stuff like that.
Now, Young Justice, is that essentially Teen Titans?
Yeah.
Okay. I never saw it, so.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm not super familiar with it. I know Superboy's in it.
They had the Miss Martian Manhunter, right?
Yeah. I think.
Well, Teen Titans did. I'm not sure about Young Justice. Yeah. And I know, like on the cover I saw, there was the Flash and the Reverse Flash. I saw a yellow Flash, unless that was the thing. There was definitely a yellow Flash.
I think, what is it, Kid Flash? I think he might be yellow.
Is it? It's possible. I'm going to look this up.
I don't know.
But speaking of things that are yellow, and but yeah, so I think we've talked about this last couple of weeks that Transformers are getting a bunch of movies over the next few years. One of those is going to be a Bumblebee standalone movie.
Bumblebee is the new Bumblebee. Bumblebee is the new Wolverine.
Bumblebee, yes.
Is Hugh Jackman going to voice Bumblebee?
God,
But he's going to use his Australian accent.
I think I'd be okay with this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, though, but wasn't Bumblebee the one that had kind of the more urban voice to it?
No.
No? Which one am I thinking
would have
of?
been Ironside.
Or Jazz.
No.
Well,
No, I'm talking about in
the original animated series?
No, I'm talking about in the current movies.
Oh, no. Bumblebee couldn't talk. He spoke through the radio.
Yeah, that was Ironside.
Oh, that's right.
Jazz was the one that was done by, was it Malcolm Jamal Warner?
Jazz.
He died in the first film. He got ripped in half.
I don't remember.
I could have sworn the one that I'm thinking of was in the second movie.
Okay.
crickets.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into this a little later, folks.
Yeah.
Well, now, was it the second or third film where they had the two bumbling idiots that...
That was the
That's
second
what I'm
film.
talking about, yeah.
Oh, that was two different cars, two different vehicles, and there were a lot of people upset about that.
No
Yeah.
one was very happy about that. That was all
They
very
said it was
racist.
racially stereotypical, and they hated it.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Okay. So...
Different vehicle.
Okay. So Bumblebee wasn't either one of those, so
No.
I'm... Okay.
In the original series, he was a yellow Volkswagen Bug. And in the new one, he became the, what was it? Camaro. Trans Am Camaro, whatever.
Which, don't get me wrong, if I was ever small enough to own a car like that and had money, I would own that car.
Bumblebee?
Yeah. They actually sell it.
Well, yeah.
Like, does he transform?
No, but they sell it. Chevy makes
Just
a Transformers Camaro,
get a convertible and pimp that baby out.
and it's essentially it looks just like Bumblebee, even down to the emblem for the Autobots emblem on the car, which is awesome.
Nice.
Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna.
So, so the Bumblebee spinoff is scheduled to release in June of 2008. That comes after the newest Transformers movie in
Stop.
2017.
Okay. Because you said 2008, and that kind of threw me off.
You sure did, and I got real confused.
Did I?
Yeah.
2018.
The DeLorean is kicking your butt, my friend.
It's been a really long day. But
Apparently, nobody's having a very good day.
But they said that the Bumblebee movie will also be a lower cost venture.
It's going to be that guy in the cardboard get-up, isn't it? Just rolling around in circles, checking his change bucket.
It's not even going to be like a direct to DVD movie. It's going to be like direct to VHS.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, it is 2008. It's gonna be like somebody with a string pulling a car like across the thing and then like zooming in on it. That's what I see.
No, it's gonna be that kid on roller skates with the cardboard box.
That's what I said. Yeah. Just rolling around in circles, checking the change bucket.
It's hilarious. Slightly lower budget, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Are they gonna bring back Shia LaBeouf?
It doesn't say, but I doubt it. I feel like that ship has sailed.
They should just do it. Nobody?
Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah. Do it. I think I know what you're talking about.
Just do it.
All right. I keep going back and forth on whether or not I want to talk about it because Tabitha didn't want to talk about it.
What don't I want to talk? Oh,
Yeah. And especially giving our lead-off topic of the day, I kind of feel like we're going to end up on some kind of watch list or something. But
here we go.
Why not? Apparently, the NSA has a program entitled Skynet, which, yes, is just like, well, not just like that Skynet, but similar to.
Same name.
Yeah, well, you know. Which does aim to target potential terrorists. Doing the way it does that is to collect amounts of metadata on millions of people in Pakistan.
And only Pakistan.
Yeah, this interview, Pakistan was the only country that was mentioned. And then uses that metadata to decide who is and who isn't a terrorist. So,
and we're all now on that list.
Right. Next time we try to board a plane, we'll have to take off more than our shoes.
I always have to. It's sad.
When was the last time you flew, sir?
It's been a couple of years.
Okay.
But yeah, kind of like how Facebook or Google will target potential buyers with ads. This version of Skynet kind of does the same thing. It looks at Pakistani people's locations, where they've been, who they've spoken to, and then decide if that person is or is not a potential terrorist. So a couple of potential problems with this. The first one is that it's not been programmed to find true terrorists.
Right.
There are very few known terrorists to use or train, and he says that the NSA using the same records to train the model as they are trained or are using to test the model. So potentially, you're involving a lot of innocent people.
How many?
Well, there have been a lot of false positives with this. The false positives could be as high as 0.818% or as low as 0.008%. But even if you're talking about the 0.008, that's still a Pakistani population of 15,000 people.
Jesus.
15,000 people.
Yeah.
So Waddy, the pizza delivery guy, goes to all these different houses. He doesn't know who lives there. He just knows he's delivering pizza. But because he goes to all these different houses, he's now on a government watch list because he goes and talks to these people, and he's been recognized by the satellite. That's awesome.
Do they have pizza delivery in Pakistan?
I'm sure they have some kind of delivery.
Goat cheese.
That sounds delicious.
I know, it does, doesn't it?
It does.
I've actually never had goat cheese.
Oh, my gosh. There's a...
On a BLT?
Oh, there. You know what? There's a wonderful Mediterranean restaurant on the south end of town.
Okay.
Go there and get the saganaki,
Saganaki.
which is flamed goat cheese. It is delicious.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
So
Tell them I sent you.
another potential problem with Skynet is if it gets a closed loop system, it could select the terrorist target and then also kill them based on that decision. That one is probably not going to happen.
You say that.
Well, but the idea that it could happen could have some bad consequences.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
About 15,000 bad ones.
Roughly.
Minimum.
yeah, something like that. So, all right. So we've got 2 stories left. The first one, and I kind of dropped the ball on this one. I wanted to put the video up on Facebook so that you guys could see it beforehand. But Chuck actually showed us all this beautiful video.
Actually, I was just doing the clickbait thing, looking at stuff, and I said, there's no way. And I clicked on it, and sure enough, there was a gentleman, and I didn't read any of the story. I watched the video. I had my good laugh, and I passed it on to you guys. Apparently, this gentleman's cat passed away, and he decided that was just not going to do. So I'm guessing, went to a taxidermist, or he did the taxidermy himself, skinned his cat, stuffed it, whatever, and then mounted it on a drone frame. So now he's got a flying cat drone, but it's his real cat.
Yeah, the cat's name was Orville, and
Right?
Oh, Jesus.
And
He's been sitting on that one for a while.
I'm sorry. I got caught up in looking at this video. What did you say?
the cat's name was Orville.
Right?
Yeah. So
He
Orville
still doesn't get it.
He gets it. He's just letting it go.
Oh, I'm not joking.
I'm
What?
not either.
No. No, this is because when I saw the video, I did some Google foo, and I looked up some stuff.
I didn't do that. I
Yeah.
just thought it was funny.
Orville was run over, poor thing, and it's
He just couldn't get off the ground.
well, now he can.
Wow.
But yeah. So his former owner, Bart Jansen, who is a Dutch artist. I don't really know how you call this art, but it is what it is. He decided to make the HeliCOWpter, as the cat is called now.
Well, the cat's out of the bag.
Oh, jeez. Are you kidding me?
Now this was back in 2012 when poor Orville saw the
Became a
yeah.
furry frisbee.
Yep. He yeah.
Making
So
us all RIP. Hashtag RIP.
so Jansen stored Orville in a freezer for 6 months, and then he was stuffed and mounted on propellers.
You just got Orville in there next to your Hot Pockets? Like, that's not okay.
I'm sure it was just dedicated to Orville.
Oh, God.
There's really no way of knowing if that's the case, and that really disturbs me, to be completely honest.
Okay, like one of those 5-gallon ice cream buckets.
I'm sure he was sealed,
So, so while that happened in 2012, I actually did stumble upon an article from late last year that he's decided to do a new project.
I read that.
Tell me he hasn't had any kids pass away or anything.
Superboy.
I don't think I can handle that right now.
No, it gets better.
Nope,
Oh,
it's
God.
not. It's not a cat or a kid for that matter. He wants to make a cow helicopter.
I'm done.
Oh my God.
A HeliCOWpter?
that right there.
He's just milking it for all it's worth.
Oh my God. It's so
Jansen,
Well, you mess with the bull.
Oh. Jansen told the Business Insider that a cow could fit a person. So a cow is one of the options. He wants to build a cow helicopter or
That you can ride?
That you can ride.
A HeliCOWpter.
So
Okay, a couple things I need to say. One, I will eat all the beef. Just to get that out of the way. 2, that is ridiculous. 3, I want one.
Yeah, saddle up, buddy. I'm ready.
I'm in. No, I'm in. I think it'd be awesome.
It would be. And it doesn't even matter.
Question, though.
How far does it get off the ground?
Well, that, and more importantly, will the cow's legs be spread out the same way as the cat's?
that's a good question.
And will they paint a sign on the bottom of them that says, eat more chicken?
God, I hope not.
Aw.
This is complete tangent. And it's kind of killing the vibe. But Chick-fil-A is so overrated.
Well, then.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was funny.
I mean, that's really good marketing for Chick-fil-A.
It
is.
is.
Chick-fil-A is like the first person to sign up for the
HeliCOWpter.
HeliCOWpter. There we go.
HeliCOWpter.
My
Sorry, guys,
fear,
I killed the buzz there.
my fear though, if they do that, like if they eat they write eat more chicken in like a red paint, that
Oh,
people might think that it's the cow's blood.
that's so scary thought. Well, is he gonna like? Is he's gonna be that person? He's like going mad scientist. He's first a cat, then it's a cow, then it's a kid.
So I
Kid's
wonder.
coming next.
I wonder if Orville would be like Hello Kitty.
Oh. You know, guys, I've got a cat that's in poor health.
So you
Dude.
say we're gonna have a project?
We need to get a drone. How big is your cat?
It's a good way to send.
I might know a guy who does some taxidermy. I'm just saying.
All right.
Chuck Testa? It was a viral video a few years ago. How do you guys not know about this?
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Nope. Chuck Testa. Seriously, after the show, you're pulling up that video. It's hilarious. Anyway, so my last question before we move on to our last story. If obviously, the guy had an emotional attachment to Orville, does he have the same attachment to the cow? Like
One would hope not.
has he met the cow that's going to become a HeliCOWpter?
Welcome back to Tuesday.
Maybe he just has a pet. Maybe he
Sorry.
just has a pet cow.
I mean, clearly the Dutch are weird, so maybe he does.
Well, no, you can't say that. It's just him.
Well,
He's an artist.
fine. All artists are weird.
And I'm wondering, is it a full-size cow or is it a young...
It better be a full-size cow.
It's got to be big enough to fit a person. He wants to fit somebody in this thing.
In it or
Yes,
on it?
in it.
But now let's define in. Are we like inside completely, like closed doors on this cow?
Encapsulated in
I mean,
Or is the
Like a-
top cut out and we're just kind of hanging on?
we're encapsulated like in a tauntaun. Just wrap the guts around you to stay warm.
It says a cow could fit a person. That's
I would
his
assume it's
quote.
like on it with like a saddle.
Right, that's what I was
Ride
thinking.
a
Okay.
cowboy, like get it, cowboy.
I like the idea of like putting a couple seats in it and like cutting off the top, and just sitting in it like that.
It's a cowvertible?
Just say that's my thought.
I feel sorry for the cow's mother. She's been decaffeinated.
Oh my god!
I kind of feel like I screwed up the order on these last two stories.
Wouldn't it be decapitated?
Oh.
Ooh.
I mean, I like decaffeinated, but it just seemed better, considering.
You know, if they crash, it's just ground beef.
Oh my god!
Let's move on, please.
Let's move on.
Hey, I've got no beef with you, mister.
So there was a study. It was from the Keio University in Japan. And the study showed mice, multiple movies played on iPods, that found animals, that the mice spent longer watching other mice fighting than watching them copulating. So mice preferred to see other mice fighting than see other mice doing it.
I mean, it's a color stimulation thing. If they're fighting, there's probably bloodshed, so it's a...
It's not like they've got swords. I mean,
No, but
That would have been awesome.
Right?
pretty amazing.
Isn't there a graphic novel that has that, like the Mouse Guard or something?
I mean, they have Mouse, the Nazi.
No,
Really?
I've got one of those,
Yeah,
but no.
That's the only thing I
Anyway,
can think of.
but don't you think that? And like I said, I heard something about this earlier. Some of the scientists believe that the mice were more attracted to the violence because it showed dominance and, like social ranking and how that worked out. I don't know. I'm just asking.
But yeah, there were 3 scenes. There was one of mice sniffing each other, another of two mice fighting, and then the third of the
Mating ritual.
yeah.
Let's call it what it is, people. Mouse porn.
See, that's my thing.
That ain't Mickey and Minnie.
Might be.
She's goofy, let me tell you.
No, Jesus.
Oh no!
So my question is the guy that was filming the 2 mice getting it on, like, is he like recording this saying like, I'm doing this for science. I'm doing this for science.
He probably wasn't just standing there. They probably had a stationary camera that was, motion activated.
So that they could give the mice their privacy?
That's right. Well, no, because nobody wants to stand there thinking, I'm doing this for science.
It's not on the top of my to-do list in terms of
Right?
filmmaking.
I got one hand in my pocket and the other one's recording mouse porn.
Why is the one hand in your pocket, Chuck?
Because the other hand's recording mouse porn.
He's got one hand in his pocket.
That's exactly what I was going
just
for.
singing
That's
it
what I
in
was thinking.
my head.
So
That is a jagged little pill.
So, given the choice between, obviously the video of the mice sniffing each other, that was the least popular of the 3. Given a choice between sniffing and the doing it clips, 65% of the mice spent more time watching the copulation. The average mouse spent 41% of the time in the copulation clips compartment versus 34% in the sniffing one. The fighting video was the favorite. Given a choice between that and then the doing it, mice spent an average of 40% of the time in the fighting compartment and 35% in the copulation. So,
Question: was this like one mouse at a time, or were there multiple mice? Because look, if I'm gonna watch porn, I'm probably not gonna do it with somebody else in the room. That's all I'm saying. Maybe
Yeah,
they're
but you're
shy.
not a mouse.
But maybe they're shy.
well, this article did say that they place an iPod in each of 2 side compartments of an enclosure, each playing a different video, and recorded the time spent in each compartment by 40 male mice with no sexual experience. So I don't know if necessarily it was 40 all at once, or if it was, here's a mouse, okay, let's see what it does. I would venture to say probably it was maybe one by one. Maybe they would do couples. But I realized how that sounded after I said it.
I don't think it was that kind of a study, Mitch.
But it became that kind of a study.
Listen, Frank, it's just situational. Just go with it.
These poor mice, all they want to do is watch like action movies and porn, and
Right?
everybody's bothering them.
What are we going to do tonight, Brain? Good topic, Mitch.
Well played. Well played.
Oh,
Circa 1997. Thank you.
See, I don't think that Brain would be in. Well, I don't know. I don't feel like he would be the one to watch.
Sniffing?
No, the one of the mice doing it.
Right.
Just because I feel like with him, like,
You just got played off.
Chief, mate, what do you want to do tonight? The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain, yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. They're laboratory mice, the genes have been spiced.
Watching porn.
The Pinky and the Brain,
Manly men.
Anyway, sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Thank you for that. That was awesome.
Neither could some of the mice.
Right?
Oh, gosh.
Try to take over the world.
After I've watched these mice sniff each other. That was one of the videos.
Stay on your side of the studio, Mitch.
Not a very big studio, is all I'm saying.
It's really not. I understand. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Frank. It's situational. Just go with it. Let it go. Stop right there.
Well,
do we have anything else?
Nope.
The only other thing that I saw was that Tesla has gotten together with one of the car manufacturers, and they are doing a small version of the popular Tesla car, like a Power Wheels.
okay.
And they're like $500 or $600, but I thought it was kind of interesting.
It's not a bad price. I mean, might be a little bit of a squeeze, but I might be able to fit into one of
Starts
those.
thinking, I can do it. It's a possibility.
Well,
Dude, that would be so awesome if I just see you driving around town in one of those. Now, if only we could get Tesla to make a cow Power Wheel.
Oh.
with a projector that projects mouse porn.
Cow Power Wheel. Cow Power Wheel. No? Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for listening to the Geek Awakens. It's been an interesting show, to say the least.
You're welcome.
Good times, though. Don't forget to check us out next week, same time, same place. We will be here. Lots of other exciting content on 217radio.com. Just keep listening. We'll see you next week. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
The Pinky and the Brain.